Oh, Sanmuran, guys. Um, a bit of an emo post. Um, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. Machita, to you guys, we are fucking drowning. I had a long ass conversation with a very very good friend of mine this morning. We spoke for like over half an hour, and we are just speaking about the challenges that we are going through as a machita, and how gents don't want to talk about it. Guys are walking around pretending as if everything is great, everything is hunky dory. You know, you go into people's Instagram, they're like, oh, beggar, I just got a fresh haircut, just got new tats, tengamategi, he's fresh, his life is going hundreds. Ganti, inside, Umjita is dying. Inside, Umjita is going through the most. We had a conversation around women. And again, like it's such a cornerstone for us who are in relationships where we struggle with communicating. We struggle with being open and honest because we are not wanting to fight with umem, or we not wanting to have the difficult conversations, whatever it may be. But it's one of those things where you end up dying inside. You know, you may not want to get married as an example, but because there's so much societal pressure, you know, you die inside and you just go through it. So you go around, we often step, you get married and you end up resenting the person that you're with, and you end up resenting yourself because it's not something that you want to do. Or in a situation where you might want to be a polygamist, you know, and you're so scared of going and being honest with the man because you also don't want to lose her because you love her as well. But you know what, you also love this other lady. So how are you going to manage it? So now you carry the stigma of having a side chick, you know, and you hate the word because umuntu wakho lo, you know, it's not a side chick, it's I love her as well. Yes, ngishadile. Yes, I've got a girlfriend. Yes, I've got this. But nalona ngiyamthanda, and I want us to actually come together and build a family together, you know. And how do I maneuver it in 2023, especially because I do not want to hurt the person that I'm with. So we had this conversation. We spoke about family. We spoke about business. We spoke about work. We spoke about this. And it's just, again, a reminder that we are all, hey guys, we are all going through it. We are all going through it, you know. You might have this fancy title at work, director, but the reality is, bank account yakho no 75 rand. The reality is you've got so much financial pressure, so much financial responsibilities. Those are the realities. You've got actual no sway, no power, no anything at work. But the whole thing is that you've got this fancy title. You know, you've got this business and people are going around, those bego spanba and pins in entrepreneur. Labi business yako is failing, you know. Labi you owe SARS so much money, you owe your employees so much money, you know, all because you want to hold on to the status, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business guy, or whatever. But the reality is that you are failing and you are dying and there's no way to speak to, or there's no one to speak to. There was a stat that was shared in one of the groups that I was in around fathers, you know, and it's something ridiculous. Like within the white family, over 80% of white males, white fathers are present. The biological father is present, but in the black communities, it's less than 30% of the black father who is present and or who is living in the household with their child, and that again is speaking to a lack of mentorship, a lack of coaching, lack of guidance, you know, because even with the 30% of the biological black fathers in the home that are they really there? You know, are we really involved? Are we pouring into our kids? Or is it just a matter of you are there, but you're so emotionally drained, you're so exhausted from the battles of the day that when you get to where you need to get, or you get back home, you just then you sit and you watch some rugby, you watch some soccer, you drink yourself into a stupor. You know, I know hundreds of black fathers that were present but not present. They were there but they weren't there. You know, so again, it's very very painful, because as Tina Amachita, and Amachita, I'm talking to you. You grew up in a space where you have no guidance and you use TV as your father, and you watch Rich Forrester, or you watch or Michael from My Wife and Kids, and you try to emulate something that you know really nothing about, you know, because you don't have a booming business. You're not a multi-millionaire. You've never known what it's like to be a father. You've never seen the model of a father at home, so you don't know what you're doing. You know, and we keep fucking around over and over and over and over. And again, now we also have to deal with the other half, where our sisters, who are, a lot of them are raised by single moms, they also don't know what it's like to feel the love of a man. They also don't know what it's like to have a father at home, a male figure in the house. So Naya, she's also romanticizes what it's like to be married and have a partner, what it's like to have a father of her kids. So she's romanticized because Naya, she also doesn't know what it's like to get that from a male figure, you know. So she now tries to piece it together. She's seeing what other races are doing. And then she comes and she puts that pressure indirectly onto you as well. And it's more strain on top of strain. And we break, you know, we break quietly. You know, there's many men that go home and cry in the shower. They don't know who to talk to. And when they go back into the world, we told Guti, we need to press it down. And you need to pretend like everything's okay. Even if it's not, you know, you pretend like izinto zakho zigrandy. You pretend like unemali, so you go and you take loans to go buy bottles in the weekend. So you can also show with you guys, now I'm something. You know, I saw a whole rush. There was a shoe that was trending on social media, the New Balance 550s or whatever. You know, so now usuzohamba kuyokhipha lamasenti akho okugcina kuyothenga lamateki so that you can show ukuthi you are someone, you know, you are relevant within the landscape. Kanti the reality is the oros esendlini iphelile. Yabona, school fees seyingane azikhokhwanga. You know, all these pressures that are on your shoulders, and you don't know how to escape. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know how to fix it. You don't know how to. Kunzima, guys. But the conclusion that we had with this chat was just to, as guys, we really, really, really need to create safe spaces where we can actually talk to each other. We need to create these platforms where we can say, okay, no, Sharp, these are the challenges that I'm facing at work. How would you go about this? You know, these are the challenges that I'm facing at home in my relationship. You know, how would you speak to a ma'am? These are the challenges that I'm facing in my own mind. You know, I'm struggling with my own. I did a video about insecurities and your egos. You know, how do I deal with that? What's the next step? Someone please guide me. These are the feelings that I'm feeling. I've got a very good friend of mine who is still hiding deep in the closet of homosexuality. And I say, bro, you're going to implode. You know, if you're not living your honest, real life, you're going to die inside. You know, so you need to get to a point where you're really living an honest and open life. You know, again, at work, sorry, your line manager, I can't do this. I'm not prepared to do this. And if they keep pushing, then it's a matter of going onto LinkedIn and looking for different publications. But you can't be in a space where you're constantly squeezed to a point where you lose sense of who you are. In a relationship, you're able to have a tando ma'am, but if she's indirectly or unintentionally squeezing you, it needs to get to a point where you're like, sis, get tanda, but I need to move like this. Divorce or S2 or S3, whatever the case is, but you can't keep living a lie. You can lie to us in the public. Obviously, Tina, we see your Instagram posts, we double click, we like, doesn't matter. But when you by yourself, you know, Guti, those New Balance, you had to go get a loan to get them. You know, Guti, that bottle that you bought on the weekend, you used your credit card. You know your challenge that you're facing. You know with endlini, your relationship injan. You know with spanning kunjan. You know with the relationship that you have with your kids or the lack thereof is some kanjan. So again, we have to create these spaces as a machita where we can actually talk to each other, guide each other, so that we can become open, honest, better men. You know, so the only way we can fix it is by being true, by being honest, and then talking to each other, finding guidance within one another, you know, in order to become better men. But anyway, guys, Ngiyantanda, let's actually engage with this video. So please just comment. I'll try and respond as best as I can. Share, like, subscribe, all those cool things. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Sharp.